Okay, today is March 28th, and decided it might be a good day to do a little farm tour, a virtual farm tour, that is, and just show you around the farm. So I'm going to start here at the gate, and a lot of this, what I'm going to talk about, is probably going to be a future project. So when you come in, we have a gate, and that's mostly to keep our livestock guardian dogs in. And so you'd be driving in like this. Okay, you come through the gate, and this is what you see. The house, the garage and house is to the right. And then there's kind of a windbreak there. And then to the left is the barns and this corral. So we're just going to walk, I'm just going to walk around the entire property and tell you what future plans are. And when I mean future plans, I mean 5 to 10 years down the road maybe. So this corral, so that white metal shed is the neighbor's property. So this corral that's right behind that shed, white shed, is a future pig pen, hopefully. As you can tell, it's not built to hold a pig right now, so that's where I'm saying future pig pen. Got it. This is where some fuel tanks where we took them out. We can maybe use that pad to feed them on. And there's a little tiny lean-to there on the big barn. And I call that the cat barn because that's where the barn cats are. So there's a little place. We need to do a lot of cleaning up in the barn still. And see this pile of straw. I have mapped out 3 places where I'm going to plant oak trees in the pig pen here. I think I planted one last fall, but I don't think it made it. So I should say this is spring. Yeah, I said it's March 28th, but this is spring 2020. And coronavirus is going on. And just figured we wouldn't be able to have anybody out to the farm, so might as well take some time and do a little tour here. So this is the big barn, and this is where the owls used to hang out. But now that we got the dogs, they don't hang out here anymore because the dogs bark at them pretty much. But this is where we put our barn cats. And we'll see. Cider's probably not around. There's Dumpling. Hi, Dumpling. There. She's a pretty scaredy cat. Hey, girl. Oh, what'd you do? You knocked over your litter box, it looks like. Hey, Dumpling. If I get too close, she'll just go in the cat carrier there. And Applejack is probably in the cat carrier. She doesn't come out much. Right? You guys are kind of scaredy cats, but that's okay. You'll be good. You'll be good on the farm. Here's Cider's things. But she's pretty independent now. She just, she catches mice. We see a lot of dead mice in here. I saw a dead bunny the other day, and Cooper got a hold of that, so he had a little treat. It's a nice big barn. Don't really have plans for the barn yet. Like I said, we still have some cleaning up to do. This is some of our things. I do want to get rabbits. I've got a couple of cages. I do want to get rabbits eventually. Under the blue tarp, that's oh, there's Cider. Under the blue tarp is hi, Kitty. I didn't know you were there sleeping. Oh, aren't you adorable? Oh my goodness. Hi, Cider. She's been a great barn cat, and she's very friendly too. Sorry to wake you up, girl. Go back to sleep. Okay, that's what I was saying. Under the blue tarp is actually chicken meat processing equipment that I bought. That's another future endeavor. I'll show you where I plan to take those. Hey, Eddie, you come to help me with the farm tour? Yeah, sleepy girl. Okay, so there's that big barn, and then this little smaller barn is where the hens and ducks are. And then we have this little tiny area here in between the barns. I don't know if you can see the fence there. Yeah, there we go. And Oh, somebody just laid an egg. So, and Henry is working on cleaning up. This was all stacked up along there, and he's cleaning up some of this wood and whatnot. But so the future plan for this area is on this side of the barn. Currently, that's where the ducks are. In that area. Would like to have turkeys eventually, and then this will be the pasture area for the turkeys out here. Okay, I can see that chicken. Hey girl, I can see you in there. Did you lay an egg? Can't see my kid. Did you lay an egg? I'm gonna say she did. So as soon as we get the coops built, obviously the chicks and ducks will be moved out of there. I think that's where I want to put the rabbits, and the turkeys will go into this small barn. Nice big elderberry bush we have. Some more area. So the doors can be open and we can graze out in this area too. Okay. There's a little lean-to. We go on the other side of this wooden fence. There's an area here. Okay, it's kind of a small, narrow section. We'll walk that way here in a second. This is where I would have the pastured poultry meat, the broilers. Okay. I've got trees, trying to get nut trees started here. So I know that big tree there is a walnut. I got some hazelnuts, chestnuts. Hey Yeti. Ugh, they're all wet. It was raining earlier. So we've got some trees planted here, and this is where the meat chickens would be. Now, so up on that hill, that plum grove that's where the coyotes live. So, Yeti and Cooper, our livestock guardian dogs, do a good job keeping those coyotes away at night. Keep the ducks and the chicks safe, don't ya? That's a good girl. So, we're kind of behind that windbreak that we saw when we first drive in now. So on the other side of this, and right behind it's to the side of our house really, I say it's behind our house, is a garden area. I have a Back to Eden garden. So if you're not familiar with that, it's you plant into like thick layer of wood chips. So I do have some raised beds too in here. So for example, this is the asparagus bed right here. Nothing popping up yet. These are our blueberry bushes, but the rabbits did a pretty good job pruning those. And I do have, here's all the tomato cages that are going to be moved to the other end of the garden. I'm starting to put in a new layer of mulch. And I like the Back to Eden garden for a lot of things, but some things it's hard to plant into the mulch. Things like beets and onions, so I use these raised beds, and I use some of those, the water tanks to plant carrots and root type crops in there. I like to use these little pallet beds. I put green beans in there usually. Got a lot of room for squash. And the bales I'll put the potatoes in. So that's where I'm putting in a new layer. I don't know if you can see it. Sorry, girl. But that's where I'm at. I'm not even halfway done. It's a big project. I got to work on that some more. To the left along the fence, this is where this is a food forest I started when we first moved in here, so it's a couple years old now. Trees are getting some height on them, and look, I think this is some rhubarb coming up, so that's pretty exciting. There's strawberries in here. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Honeyberries, Lots of daffodils, chives, garlic chives. I'm just looking. Herbs, thyme, oregano. There's cherry trees, pears. That's a cherry tree. I think that's a cherry tree or a pear tree. There's cherry and pear trees in here. They're just small right now. Currant bushes that did really. This currant bush did amazing last year, so I'm hoping it does good this year too. So, and eventually, it would be awesome if the entire perimeter of our property was the food forest. That's the goal. But that's going to take a long time because, let me back up a little bit, because it's you know, just putting in that like 100 feet of food forest was a ton of work. So, burn pile, some old tree. This is what I call the wilds. This little tiny patch here, it's the wilds of our property. It's really sloped. There's a bunch of wood in there, so you can't get in and really, I need to get that tarp out of there and take it to the trash. And you can't really get in there. It's really steep. You can't really mow it or anything. And there's all these trees obviously taking over. I actually want to eventually have a little coop and have some guinea hens back here in this area. So now we're coming back up to the house. There used to be a wild hive in that tree, but I didn't see it last summer, so I'm not sure what happened to it. And we have taken a lot of wood out of this already. It's a huge tree that fell down. So that's U of I dairy right there. The other side of that fence over there. Okay, we're coming in. We're on technically the back side of the house. This is where we have there's Henry. Here's where I have my beehives. And this is my herb garden. I'm also putting mulch on it. And right here, these are the walking onions, and they're coming in really nice now. It's kind of hard to see. This is grass. I'm gonna, like that piece of cardboard there, I'm gonna put cardboard around them and put a huge layer of wood chips around them. I'm gonna wood chip all around this hive too, because you can't really get in there and mow. It's kind of a bottleneck. So that's like right outside the kitchen door. That's a little herb garden. There's flowers and stuff in there too. And then over here this is the pad for the duck house. They ran out of concrete, so they're gonna have to come back and finish that and then start building it. Got kind of lucky because I realized it's kind of on a hill, so that's going to be nice for like when we have to dump the duck waters out, and it can run downhill per se. And there is a duck pond that we dug out, so hopefully they'll be able to come down. We'll have the netting we can put around it so they can get into the pond. Then this is where the orchard area is out front. When you first drive in, and there's like about 50 apple trees on our property, or at least that's what I've counted anyway. You can see the hose bibs going out. This area in the middle is where a double chicken coop is going to be. So there's going to be two coops connected together here, and this has got all the concrete in it. Okay. And then eventually there'll be another coop up in the middle of those trees, where that hose bib is, if you can see it. And to the right there in the corner, starting some honeyberry plants. So we'll see how that endeavor goes. Then let's see. Just the last thing I'm going to show you is this is where I plant the sunflowers. This long strip here. And I'm going to put the mulch on it too. I'm actually hoping to hire a young man to come and help me with that. Got a lot of daffodils planted here. And you know, I had said this in a vlog, but I don't actually think we're going to sell the sunflowers this year, but I am going to grow some for the chickens. And I'm hoping to do a couple rows of sunflowers along the back, and then plant a bunch of squash in the front of that. And so I'm going to have a lot of pretty daffodils here soon. There's Cooper. It's being really sleepy. This is kind of a new thing. Okay, this is going to be my strawberry bed. I ordered strawberries. I think they're coming soon. I'll plant them out. I just started this little cold frame. Let's see if I can get it open. Oh, there we go. This is all my brassicas, I guess you would say. Cabbage, kale, broccoli, and cauliflower. And I think it's working pretty well. It's a little 60 degrees in there. Today's pretty... It's well, you can see it's raining a little bit. Just Cooper. Hey, buddy. What a silly and dirty dog. Oh my goodness. What a silly dog. Hey, Yeti. Oh God, he just cracks me up. You're silly. So silly. He sleeps like that all the time. It's just, I don't know why I find it so funny. Now here's a food forest I started in last fall. And then, so it's, very young. Obviously not as many plants or trees as the one out back. But I'm waiting for an almond tree to go in the middle here. And I was able to get a couple bushes in. It says it's a black purple gooseberry. So I know that one's chokeberry, little one down there. And there's a bunch of herbs which obviously are just, they haven't really taken off yet because it's pretty cool still. But I'm hoping to kind of continue up the fence line maybe this fall with that project. Okay, so that's everything there. I'm trying to think if I left anything out. Future pig area, guineas, turkeys, rabbits in the barn, meat, poultry, meat broilers. Nope, I don't think so. But, I thought also it was nice to have this on video so that, 10 years from now we can look back and see how things were, and see how far we are with the food forest, getting that completed around the edge of the property, and when we are able to get the pigs going and the meat, chickens and turkeys and things like that. So that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, we have a little over 4 acres, and we're going to have pretty much every inch of this filled up eventually. But that's what we're working on. Just getting Mark's business going right now. That's our main focus. Okay, that's it for now. Talk to you later. Bye.